So we are undertaking the largest project we've ever undertaken to build one of these Leviathan steam turbines. Now, in order to do this, we're gonna need a bunch of steel plates. 16 of these guys? 32 of them, actually. So it's just gonna be 3 times 32, or a stack and a half, probably. Should do it, and then we just run it through here. That will get us all of the welded plates. We already have the titanium. The thing we can tackle next is these generator bodies, or these steel pipes. I think we're gonna go with generator bodies. We'll go steel pipes first. It's really easy to do steel pipes. Generator bodies will need gold though, and I don't necessarily have a bunch of gold on hand. I have very little of it, in fact. But here is our steel pipes. So now it's time to calculate what we're gonna need for 10 of those generator bodies. Now, we know what it costs for one, so it's pretty easy to scale up what we're gonna need. It's probably gonna be around 240 coils, if I do the math correct. So we need like 12 for one part. I don't think that's correct. So we know with this that we're gonna need 6 for these guys to get those, but we also need 6 for these guys. Okay, so it is gonna be like 240. Bro, get out of here. Which, if it's not obvious, 240 is a lot of stuff. So in the meantime, we got another thing to tackle, which is, I guess, the beryllium flywheel. The beryllium won't be too difficult. I believe we can easily have a bunch of it somewhere. I know we have a bunch of it somewhere, actually. I know there's a bunch over there in case we don't have enough, but I think we will have enough, so we'll have more than enough. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then as far as iron goes, it's going to be the same. It's going to be 4 iron plates as well, but those are going to be 12. And we already have one. So we're going to run these 9 iron ingots through there, and just give that some time to do its thing, I guess. It's now time for this, which costs high-speed steel. And how many of them are we going to need? We're going to need 16 of them. So, that's probably going to be a lot of high-speed steel bolts. Probably need to get another crucible at this point, because the amount of waiting we're going to be doing just for that, it's going to be quite incredible. Alright, so we're casting out the steel, the rest of the steel now, but we got the iron in there, so it's ready to go, which is wonderful. These guys, I'm having a bit of trouble figuring out what I'm going to do about them. Also, we need more tungsten. So, 4 stacks of 64 is 256, correct? Now, if we have 256 here, then how do we get that down to not being 256? Well, what do we subtract from 66 to get to 256 to get to? Probably 16, right? Yeah, that probably do the trick. That should definitely be 240. Now, every ingot of gold needs an ingot of iron to go with it to make these coils. And, by the way, bro is back. Check it out. Look, he's still here. Bro is still living. And the math for that is 64 plus 3 plus 48. Or 64 times 3 plus 48 gives you 240. And that's exactly what we have here. 3 stacks of 64. And, yeah. And it's really easy to actually make these, because all you have to do is just have a pile of these wires on the floor. Which, this is a stack of wires. A stack of ingots makes that many wires, by the way. So, that's why we need this big amount of wires to make this small little, well, this big machine. It's one of the big machines, okay? It's one of the big machines. We're gonna make a bunch of them all at once here. Convert everything into wires, throw it on the floor. You get a nice pile like that. And then you just go here, and you can stack it in. Which is nice. So here is our 240. Now, we're going to balance this out. Why? Because it just needs to be balanced out, and we need to have 60 in each stack. So, I guess we'll just drop like 2... Oh, we'll drop 4 onto this guy from each stack, and then you'll be up to 60. Nice. That means that half of these guys go become coils, and that makes it really easy, because you have 240, and 240 divided by 2 is 120. That just works out. That's just amazing. I will now make this thing. Ring coils. Perfect. And this is what happens when you work with large numbers of quantities of items and stuff. You have to use strange methods of math. And there you go, it splits down into 40, because 120 divided by 3 is, of course, 40. Now, this requires us to do that, which gives us 60 again. Interesting that it conserves the number of them. I did not know that. And then if we split 60 into 3 and we do this, well, that's 20 generator bodies. Whoops. I accidentally doubled the recipe. Hey, that's perfectly fine. Eventually we'll make something that needs all of them. That just works out. That's great. So I have the cast iron plates, but I don't have welded steel plates. Let's weld them up. What are we doing next? We're going to be making high-speed steel, because high-speed steel, we are out of high-speed steel now. So in here I should have a template for that, or maybe in one of the boxes over here. We can just set it up, and it will work out the right side. So, nope. Nope. It's the top one. Nope. It's this one again. It's this one. Where did I put this? I mean, I got the stuff I need for it. I know it's going to be a block of these guys. A block of steel. Or a couple blocks of steel, actually. There's none of them in there. And there's none of them in here. Okay, where did I put it then? Where the heck did I put it? Is it in here? You know, it could be in one of these guys. Might be in one of them. Okay, wait. That's it. So, we're just gonna throw this template into here. And, I need some more coke for this guy. He's running out of ligneous coke, so, throw some of that in there. That should do the trick. We gotta smelt up those guys. So we got 9 of them, correct? We're just gonna shove them in. And, you all know the deal with this. So basically, 1 ingot of cobalt, correct? Or 1 block of cobalt. Then we need 3 blocks of tungsten. So we should have 3 blocks of tungsten over here. We just smelted it into ingots. And if you make them into blocks, it's probably much faster as well. 5 blocks of steel. Now that's pretty self-explanatory. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, that's 6. That's clearly not what we need. Turn that back into ingots. Shove it back in there. Boom. So now if we throw in these and these, they'll get smelted in 1 block at a time. It's perfect. Because each block is an ingot. And it's coming out this side here. We're gonna need a hopper for that. This way, we can quickly store anything that comes out of there. Which is gonna need to go here. Boom. So now it will automatically make our ingots for us. Which is perfect and really what we needed. So every single reinforced turbine blade needs 1 tungsten ingot, correct? And or 1 tungsten thingy. So that's gonna be no problem. This literally is not gonna take that much high-speed steel. I have no clue why I made so much, but hey, I guess it works. It's only gonna need two stacks, or no, it's gonna need 2 groups of 2, 4 for these guys. Check that out. That's exactly what we needed. 32, and then you could split that, and that's gonna be 16. Titanium is kind of something I think is going to be a problem with this. Getting at least 16 stacks of the plates of this, or not 16 stacks of the plates. We don't need 16 stacks of the plates. We just need to achieve this, which means I need 32 more. Dang, this is how we do our math finally at its finest. Okay, so that's the actual turbine piece. The next step is making the not turbine piece. We gotta make the these, which are kind of annoying. Now you can cast them, but since our machine is booked for making high-speed steel, my plan is just to not cast them at all, and I'm just gonna go like this. So that will make 2 of the blades, and we're gonna need 3 of them. So there's no use in making more. Well, I have enough for more. I can make a few more actually. We should have more titanium ingots in this, and those are the Galacticraft titanium ingots. So yeah, Oh, we should set up a space center and do Galacticraft stuff. Maybe. That probably no. So yeah, I have a bit extra of what we need, but that's fine. We'll use it at some point as well. It's not like it's a not common thing to be using, at least as far as power generators go. I mean, small turbines use them, big turbines use them, turbo fans use them. There's a lot of things that use these titanium steam turbine blades, so it's not something to worry about. Oh! Hey, hang on a second. I forgot. We are going to need to make another one of these. Because the thing needs it. We might have another one. I'm going to look around, see if I can find another. Maybe that would really help. There's high-speed steel bolts. I mean, that's good. Okay, so we're going to be making 17 of them because we need to make the next thing. It's a block. Don't worry. Okay, so we got 17 and 34. This divides down into two groups of 17. This will go through here like so. Splits up nicely. Splits up nicely into 17. That's a lot of these things. This is enough that we could probably make like 7 of the small turbines or something ridiculous. But the thing about small turbines that we discussed last episode is that they can't really, I don't really think they can do a large amount at once. So that's why I'm making this thing instead of those things. Now, our welded steel plates should be done. And this thing is starting to look like the recipe. So, how does this order? Beryllium flywheel, and then we have these guys, and then steel pipes at the end. The last thing we're missing is those high-speed thingies. And these you definitely have to cast. So we're gonna have to wait for this guy to finish up. Which should take like 6 years. But while it's happening, we can do the math and see what we need. We're gonna need 5 of them, and we saw that each of these needs 4 tungsten. Well, actually, it's gonna need 3 tungsten ingots. Cool. Sheep. So then if we multiply this 5 by the number of blades, which gives us 40 blades, times 3 is 120 tungsten. So, that's a lot. And I don't think I have that much. I would need 56 more tungsten. I would need 56 tungsten. Okay. Well, we know what we need to get then. More tungsten. Clearly. It is not uncommon to actually find those blades in meteorites and while you're exploring. So if you need them, and you don't have the tungsten, I can assure you we have the tungsten. But if you needed them and you don't have the tungsten, then the easiest way... Hey, he's still here. What the heck? Dude is not despawning. Why do I avoid him? I don't know. Do we have any tungsten? Okay, I think the guy left. Okay, so we do have more tungsten, and it's actually in here. There we go. But we're running out very rapidly, so I am going to need to make more tungsten at some point. So we said that we said we needed 120 tungsten, correct? And that's what I do have now. So when this thing is ready to go, once it's all empty, then well, actually we could just take this out right now, couldn't we? It's still gonna drain. I mean. Alright. I think it'll drain. That's what I think it will do. I don't know if it's going to drain or not. Anyway, we can just shove in the tungsten now and it will smelt up. So, that's what we're gonna do. Smelt that. As you can see, that might be draining. Yeah, it seems like it drains or something. I'm gonna put this back into here, just in case. So we can use it later. Yeah, it is draining and producing the high-speed steel as well as doing the, this. And you'll want to wait till it's melted to even start doing that, so keep that in mind. Now, the extra one of these made the beryllium flywheel, so we don't have to worry about that. What is in the center of these? Oh, it's a high-speed steel ingot. Okay, I guess it's good we made more. Okay, so I just made 40 of these guys. It didn't take too long. At all. Okay, don't worry about that. Now it's time to put these together, and we should get about 5 out of this. I'm not too sure exactly how many we're gonna get. Best guess is 5. I'm hoping it's 5. Anyway, there we go. 5 turbofan blades. Brilliant. And that's everything you need to make a Leviathan steam turbine. Now it's time for us to make a Leviathan steam turbine. And how do you do that? Well, if we go over... We gotta make a template first, of course, obviously. First step is making a template. So, as always, get yourself a sheet of paper. Then sketch on it with some bone meal. Not sure how this works, but it does, for some reason. And, Leviathan turbine. This is not even a blueprint. This is strangeness. Okay, we're gonna take this out of here. All that garbage is going away. Okay? Because we need extra room for it to do stuff. Alright, and then we're gonna put these in the order that we made them. Well, not in the order that we made them, obviously, because we did not make these in order. But basically in the order they're supposed to go in, like so. This way we know if we have everything or not. And it seems like we're missing one thing, and that's these guys. Perfect order. And it takes up quite a few slots, as I told you. You want this thing almost cleared out. Now, the great thing about these guys is that these are great for the final stage, where you're taking steam. You usually get a large amount of steam. If you're running an RBMK on 3 of the small turbines for the first stuff, and then you have this guy as the final stage, where it processes all the steam down to low pressure steam. That's where it's useful. But with this, it's best used to just eradicate all of the steam out of existence. Okay. What we're going to be using this for is basically just for, like, a steam stage. And only a steam stage, actually. So we're going to probably set this up upstairs. I mean, it is expensive, and it is, that would be putting it above a reactor that explodes upwards, I'm pretty sure. But it should be fine. It will be fine. This thing is huge. Look at it. It is massive. Maybe this should be downstairs. Like, on a basement level. This thing is massive. Holy. So, if I dig a hole in the ground, we should be able to fit this in such a way that we could just have it like right here. Right? Is it, how big is it? Is it 5x5, correct? Yeah, it'll fit in. It will fit in there. Okay, it'll be no problem. Well, we're getting close to having this actual Watts reactor up and running. And I don't think it should take 5 episodes, but it's probably going to take a little bit more. And as you can see, it's got a switch on the side. This allows you to control what steam it is. It makes a noise. Pretty nice. Of course, we're just going to be using it for regular steam. Now, it has an internal energy buffer of 100 GHz. So it's a lot of energy. It can store a lot of energy. It can store about as much as the plant over there we have set up with all of the capacitors. So maybe a little less, but it can store a lot of energy. It won't be a problem. Well, they can only store about like a couple GHz. This guy can store 100 GHz, right? Or maybe it's 100 MHz. I don't know. I just know it's pretty good. Now, we're going to try to go for our first closed loop reactor that actually works properly. We didn't do that with the RBMK because it just did not work out. So, next episode, we're going to be building cooling towers. And probably a lot of them. Or we're actually just building the big ones. Because the small ones are no good. Those guys are no good. We can afford big ones, so we're going to go for big ones.